Flosstube, I'm Kim Chamberlain, the Canal Town Stitcher, and welcome to my channel. Today we are coming together for a 2023 WIP and Finish parade. I'm really excited to do this tonight. My family is downstairs watching the Bills game, and I am up here filming my WIP parade. So I hope that you have some stitching, maybe something to eat or drink for snack, and you can settle in for a minute. If you're new here, welcome. I am Kim, and I live in Jacksonville, North Carolina with my family, my husband, and my 4 children. And we have lived here for about 1.5 years. Prior to that, we lived in Palmyra, New York, and that is where my name, the Canal Town Stitcher, came from. I have been very busy. We had a very nice holiday season. My children are 19, 17, 15, and 13. And so they were very, very busy. Ethan and Ryan, my 2 oldest kids, went to New York after Christmas and spent the week until New Year's up there. And then Grace and Adam and my husband and I stayed here, and we had a nice quiet couple of weeks. I was very sick. So normally I try to film a lot more, but I got laryngitis at Halloween, and I pretty much was sick from Halloween all the way through Christmas. I had 2 bouts of an upper respiratory bronchial thing, not COVID, but something. I had two turns of that. I had a couple of like weeks where I just couldn't talk and couldn't like really speak, and I was still going to work. I'm a 4th grade teacher. Somehow managed to make it through, but by the time I got home, I would have no voice to film. And then I got strep. One of my little cherubs kindly shared it with me. So I got that. So our winter break started on December 15th, and I found out I had strep on the 19th. Somebody's always knocking on the door. Anyways, where was I? Oh yes, strep. So I had strep throat all the way through Christmas, which was awesome. So I'm finally at a place where I feel really good. I feel well, and I can finally sit down and do this WIP parade with you. While my family's downstairs watching the Bills game, I am up here working on this WIP parade. This might be in 2 parts because it's 10 to 10 now, and we'll see how much I can get filmed tonight. Hopefully I can get a lot of it filmed tonight, but if not, then I will post this part, and then I'll do a second part. I'm going to try to move through as quickly as possible, but I am going to keep track of my WIPs. I think I'm somewhere around 33 WIPs, but we'll talk about where we are and everything at the end of the video. I am going to get started with my finishes for the year. I feel like I had a really good stitchy year. I really did focus on 2020 and 2021 cross stitch pieces, and I finished my oldest WIP just before filming this video. So it wasn't in 2023. I didn't finish it in 2023. I was super duper close, but I did finish it this past week in 2024. So let's get started with my finishes. We'll go through all of those, and then we'll get started with my WIPs. So the first 2 finishes I'm going to show you, and I'm not going to show you in order of when I finish them because I really don't know. I have to pull up the picture on my Shutterfly because they are gone. Okay. So the first one that I finished, let me show you the fully finished because I did fully finish this one, is Long May She Wave. This is by Stitching with the Housewives. Sorry for the glare. Oh, and it just knocked into my phone. I finished this, I think in May or June. Before I went to New York for the summer, I finished this. And that was stitched on 32 count charcoal Lugana with all the called for DMCs. So that was finish number 1. And then the other one that I have to show you on Shutterfly. Photos. Wait a minute, where are all my photos? Go back. What happened here? Hang on. Oh, I had clicked the date. Undo. There we go. No. Hang on a second. They were all on here a minute ago. Oh. Here we go. Oh, goodness. I almost had a panic attack. All right, the other one I wanted to show you. I finished this year. Sorry, it's taking a minute to find it. Oops. Is Star Characters. Sorry, that took a minute to find. I stitched this one for my son Ryan. And this came out super good. It is stitched on 32 count, or no, 28 count Legacy linen, sorry, by Picture This Plus. And Star Characters was a chart that I got off of Etsy. All right, the rest of them I have here to show you, except for one that I stitched for my niece, and I already sent that to her, so I don't have it anymore. But I that was part of my last year's WIP parade, and I did finish it and fully finish it and send it to her, so she has it now. All right, so that is the first 3. All right, next up, we have Let's Talk Winter. This is by Hands-On Design. The only change I made to this was that I'm stitching it on navy blue. I stitched it on navy blue 14 count Aida. So all the called for colors. I love this. It came out so great. So I can't wait to fully finish this. I'm just writing these down. I fully finished Let's Talk Autumn this year as well. All right, next finish is We Folk Welcome. This is by Cherry Hill Stitchery. I had started this in 2022, and it is complete. Super cute. I changed the greens to 704 and 702. The rest are called for. Next up, it's a big, big finish. This was my New Year's Eve start in 2020. I finished this week. Where did I put the needle that was in this? I'm trying to grab out the needles as I go. Where's my needle for Let's Talk? Oh, I already pulled that. All right. Here is my finish for Patriotic Picnic. This was in the Keepsakes calendar for Better Homes and Gardens for the year 2000. It was July. This was a labor of love. There's a lot of back stitching in this, but it came out beautiful. Complete. And I will be doing some fully finishing in January. All right, next up I finished Afternoon in New York. This is Country Cottage Needleworks. I stitched this for my daughter Grace. She already has Let's Talk, not Let's Talk, Afternoon in Paris. This is stitched on 25 count, Vintage Stormy Night, Lugana. And I did change a couple of the colors, but I don't remember what they are off the top of my head. This is, I bought the frame for this. I just have to paint it. And then I will be able to frame that. Next up, I finished Gobble What's in My Cup by Stitching with the Housewives. Oops. I stitched this on charcoal, 32 count Belfast linen with all the called for DMCs. It's very cute. Next up, here's another needle. I'm trying to collect all the needles. I have my needle case here so I can collect all my needles. Is Hocus Pocus. I need coffee to focus. This was a big old pain in the patuckus. And you can see why. I can show you why. And I told everybody why this was a big pain in the butt. When I finished it, on the video that I talked about finishing it, the cobwebs are insane. This was considered an easy stitch on in the magazine. This was from the 2021 just cross stitch Halloween edition, and the cobwebs were horrible. I would never tell a brand new stitcher that this was easy to do because the cobwebs were so bad. It's a beautiful finish, but as you can see, like, the cobwebs are just, it's just a mess. Like, this is just a mess. It looks sloppy. The back stitch looks sloppy, but you couldn't do like little tiny stitches because otherwise it didn't line up right. And yeah, I just hated this. I loved the piece. I hated stitching this back stitch. It was, I can't wait to frame it. Because once it's framed, it's gonna be fine, but anyways, I stitched this on 28 count Historic Beige by Fabric Flair, and I have a lot left. So I'm looking forward to cutting this off and being able to use this for something else. It did come out really well, but like I said, like, it just, I would not consider that something that would be for a novice stitcher. It's definitely something that you need to have some experience with stitching to be able to get that back stitch done. Okay, next up, we have Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice. This also came from the 2021 just cross stitch Halloween edition. And this one was kind of a pain also for the back stitching, but it worked out and came out really cute, so I'm very happy with it. I stitched this on 32 count limestone Lugana. I think it's Swigert. Next up, I finished what was this one called? Night Flight. This is by the Prairie Schooler. I stitched this on 32 count Patriot something. Belfast linen and all the called for DMCs. And I bought a second one of these to get started on it as well. And I'm wondering if I actually have enough. I think I might actually have enough on the bottom to stitch the other one. And then it could be like a panel thing. Could be one and then the other. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have enough room though that I can fit the other one on here. Just writing it down. All right, next up, I finished Fold in the Cheese. This is a gift for my husband. I'm going to be fully finishing this. This is a Fold in the Cheese, just fold it in. This is from Schitt's Creek. I believe it's either season 2 or season 3, episode 1 or 2. I stitched that for my husband. Next up is another big one for this year. Another labor of love. I really love this one. I loved every minute of stitching it, and I have actually like really missed that it's done, but this is Fox Forest by Owl Forest Embroidery. This was a kit that I purchased from them in 2021, so prior to the war. It's stunning. I love it. I'm going to frame it. And it is so beautiful. I just love this. I really do, honestly do miss stitching on it because I loved stitching on it so much. I also finished March Sampler by Country Cottage Needleworks. I don't have it up here. I left it downstairs. I didn't realize that it was a 2023 finish, but it was. So all together, I had 14 finishes for the year that I think I can remember. I had some partial finishes for the year, and we'll look at those. Let me pull those out. I like to show you the partial finishes. So I finished Mary Mouse from the Brooks Books Advent calendar. So it's actually 15 because she was started last year. And then I also had a start and a finish for Dunkin' Dog. Also Advent calendars. So that's actually 16 finishes there. And I think that's it. That's all the finishes I had. So now we can go on and start talking about WIPs. I have a lot of WIPs in lots of different bags. If you're wearing headphones, I'm going to apologize right up front. I didn't realize that the noise that the bags make when you're wearing headphones is so loud, especially when it's like a crinkly bag or like a plastic bag. So just warning you, like there's a lot of bags I'm going to be opening. So if you're wearing headphones, just be mindful. If you have any questions about any of my WIPs, or you want to know where I got anything, please don't hesitate to just send me a message and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Please like and subscribe. You know, it's a shameless plug, but I'm going to put it in here because I'm pretty sure I'm going to forget to do it by the time I get done with everything. Please let me know what you're stitching on, if you're stitching on something during my WIP parade, or if you get inspired by something. I really hope that you enjoy this, and we're going to get started with all of my WIPs, and we're going to start with my 2021 WIPs. I had a very good finishing year, and I really fought hard to finish as many WIPs that I had started in 2021 as I could. And I really feel very happy with my progress. So we're going to get started. And like I said, if you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to just send me a little message, and let's get started. The first one I'm going to share with you is Scandinavian Forest. This has been around for a minute. My cover photo will show you that. So this is by Monica Bleason. I got this from Etsy. You can find it in different colors on Etsy, but I like this one. I'm stitching this on 18 count oatmeal Aida, 1/1. And this was on my WIP Go this year, and I did make some good progress on it. And this is where I am now. And actually this is on my WIP Go board for January, so this will be, I'll be working on this month. It's gonna go in my classroom someday when I finish it. I think I'm probably about maybe 20% done, which is not that much. Okay. Next up is Stitching with the Housewives. This is December Trucking Along. This is the only trucking along that I am working on. I'm doing it as one combined piece, not two separate pieces. And I was working on this quite a bit in December. Not as much as I would have liked to though. And this is where it is now. So I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count Belfast linen in the color charcoal. It's Witch Hope linen. It's coming out really nice with all the called for colors. So trying to just keep track here. Next up is It's the Most Wonderful Feast of the Year by Shannon, or by Sue Hillis Designs, sorry. I was working on this year as well. Trying to get more of this done. This is being stitched on 18 count time. Picture this plus, I believe. And I'm stitching it 1/1. So it's coming along. Really want to get this done. Really want to get this done. Now this is one of my oldest WIPs. So I am ready. I'm ready to get this done. Next up is Countdown to Christmas by Country Cottage Needleworks. And I made some pretty good progress on this year. This is where I am now. Trying to get all the boxes done and then just fill in the little pictures as I go. That was a Mania start in 2021, so I'd really like to get that one done. Next up, gotta reach for these. Sorry, you're getting a close-up of my face. All right, first, Signs of Spring by Cottage Garden Samplings. I got a lot done on this year. I watched my WIP parade from January, and I can link that video down below too if you want to see like the progress between last year and this year. And wow, I really am very proud of myself this year for the amount of work that I got done on this. All right, this has 2 needles in it. I'm not really sure why, but I'm gonna put this guy in my needle case. Where did it go? I have it right here a second ago. I'm always looking for something in these videos, you guys. Always. Like, if you go back to all of my videos, you're gonna see me searching for stuff. I'm looking for my needle case. I literally had it here a second ago. I don't want to lose this needle. Okay, I'll figure out where it went. Anyways, so let me show you this progress. It is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. It's gorgeous. It still has a lot of work to go, but it's beautiful. So it was under this book. Oh goodness. I swear, if you come here because you think I'm quirky, I love you. Because I sometimes feel like I'm like losing my mind. Anyways, first Signs of Spring. Lots of progress on this one. Really happy with how it's coming out. Okay. Next up is Quaker. This one I need my good notes to show you. The cover. Here it is. Sorry for the glare. It's like the best I can do right now. Anyways, I'm not stitching it with these colors. I'm using a mix of peaches and grays. I also got a lot of progress on this year, and I'm running out of margin room. I misjudged how far away from the side I needed to be, but this is coming along really nice. It's on a piece of Silver Moon Lugana, 32 count, and there it is. It is so easy to stitch on this fabric. It just really is. This is on WIP Go, so I'm sure I will make good progress on it. Next up is my Halloween sampler. This is my own design. I didn't work on this at all in 2023, but it is on my plans to work on here in 2024. It is called Halloween Sampler. It is on my Etsy shop, which is Canal Town Stitcher. It says, dark and spooky moonless night, ghosts and goblins rise to fright as the wind blows through the trees. 'Tis the night of Halloween. And I'm stitching this on a piece of 28 count Jobelin. I can't remember the color. It's beautiful. This is Jobelin, and it's a beautiful variegated gray. I don't remember what it's called. Anyways, there it is. Again, my own design. If you're interested, you can find it on Etsy. Canal Town Stitcher. There is a PDF there. I do plan to finish this year. Sorry for the crunchy. All right, 6 was the Quaker. 7 is Halloween, my design. Next up is Potion Brews and Spells. I was really happy with the progress I made on this year. This came out of the 2016 Just Cross Stitch magazine for Halloween. I am not stitching any of these letters right here because I don't have room on my fabric. I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count Belfast linen by Fabric Flare, not Fabric Flare, Fiber on a Whim in the color Plum. And this is where I am so far. I'm stitching this with $37.99. So I was really happy with the progress I made this year. This is looking really cool. Okay, next up is International Santas. I'm just going to show you the chart. This came out of a magazine from so long ago. I do not have the, or no, it's a calendar. The Keepsakes Better Homes and Gardens calendar. For the year 2000. And it is almost impossible to find it. It just really is. So here is like, here's part, there's the other part. Not long enough, hopefully, for you to be able to screenshot and get anything from it. But anyways, I also am pretty pleased with the work with what I got done on this year too. So I started working in the snowflakes at the top. And then I also got this third Santa started. Because he wasn't there at the beginning of the year. So this again is going on a piece of 32 count Whisper Lugana, and it is very, very easy to stitch on. It did get called for WIP Go, but I didn't get a chance to work on it this year. Like I said, life happened. It did get called in November, and there was very little stitching happening when I was that sick. All right, next up is Flea Market Flowers. This is by Lori Holt. This is my car stitch, so I stitch this when we go places in the car. Oops, I forgot to put that away. Put this away. I didn't think I got that much progress done on this, and then I watched my WIP parade from last year, and I actually did make some good progress this year on this. So this is where I am so far. I'm getting there. This was on my WIP Go board twice, but I took it off of my WIP Go board for this year because my plan is to just take this in the car every time we go on a road trip. So I'm just gonna pack this, and it's gonna be what I work on. So that's how I'm gonna get work done on it this year, actually. Okay. Okay. There are all of my 2021 WIPs. So I'm going to take a second, and I'm going to get these all cleaned up, and then I will be right back with my 2022 WIPs. Okay, so on to 2022, and I just realized I forgot to put these inside project in there. Okay, so 2022. No particular order, just opening as I go. First up, we have Stitchy Stars. Again, this is by Lori Holt. I'm stitching this with all the called for DMCs. And I'm doing mine a little different. So instead of doing a straight row, I decided to do 6 and 6. Or 3 and 3, I'm sorry. This is going on a piece of Natural Raw, 32 count by Zweigert. And this is where I am on it. So this should not take long for me to finish at all. So with Stitchy Stars. Not making too bad of time. We're in about 35 minutes. Next up, we have Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. I love this piece. I made okay progress on this year. I'm working on this border. So So I had to change my colors because I didn't have the onyx or the garden gate when I went looking for it. So I'm stitching mine with Weeks Dye Works charcoal and grapevine. It's beautiful. This is on my WIP Go board for this year. So hopefully I can get some really good progress on it when it's called. Next up is Tonight is Halloween. This is by Baric. Didn't work on this as much as I really wanted to this year. I did get some time in on it though. I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count Belfast linen in the color Whisper. It's all the called for DMCs. And this is where I am. Really hoping to get more time on this year. It is on my WIP Go board. So I ran out of a color that really like stalled me. Pretty sure I put a new one in here, so I should be able to just pick this up and get started. Next up is Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut. There was a time that everybody was doing this. I haven't seen it in a minute. But I love mine. I didn't get as much in on it this year as I really would like to, but I did work on it some when it was called for WIP Go. So I'm getting some of this border done. But again, this is on my WIP Go board. It might actually be on my WIP Go board twice. Okay, next up is Merry Friends Santa 3. This is by Lizzie Kate. It was a Christmas gift from my son 2 years ago. I got a lot done on this year. There's strings hanging off. This won't take very long to finish, actually. All right, next up. Oh, this is one of my favorite projects ever. This is Halloween Quaker by Leela's Studio. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. Lots and lots and lots of people are stitching this. I love mine. I stitch on it all year. I'm stitching mine on a piece of 32 count Murky Belfast linen by Picture This Plus. And this is where mine is. So I'm just about done with the whole top row. I would say that I'm probably around 60% complete on this. I love it. This stays by my bed. And if I ever decide that I want to stitch on it, I can just pull it out. That's how much I love it. One of my favorite projects. Again, it's going to be like Fox Forest. It's going to be one of those projects that I just love. And don't ever want to stop working on it. It's snow time. It's a 2022 start. Cottage Garden samplings. Again, I really didn't think like I had gotten that much done on this. And then I saw my WIP parade and I was like, actually, you did get some work on this year. 32 count Latinum Lugana. All the called for DMCs. He's coming out to play with me in January. My husband was like the other day, he said, what are you going to do with all these pieces? And finish them. And start more. Whatever I want. All right, this is Fala by Madame Chantilly. This was a restart for me. Actually, I had originally started this in 2022 on a different color and hated it. I had it on Star Sapphire and I didn't like it. So I changed it to 32 count Whisper. And I like it much better. I was working on this through the holidays. And this is where it is now. I have a headless mouse. I'm trying to do the back stitching as I go too, because that will help me in the end. Next up are my two mouses. So I was working on this when I had strep. I was waiting in the urgent care. And this is Elf Mouse, World of Cross Stitch Magazine. Don't ask me which one. I don't know. And that is my progress on him. So he's just about done. Back stitching and just a little bit more stitching around the ears, and then he will be done. And then I was going to work on the Pilgrim Mouse, but I found that I didn't have all the right colors for him. So he has not been worked on all year. Let me see here. So that's Pilgrim Mouse. And he's sitting at the same progress he was at before. I will finish him this year though. I'll finish both of these this year. I have a couple more of these mice that I want to complete. I don't know what's going on downstairs, but something exciting. Something exciting is happening during the Bills game. I don't know what. If you're watching the Bills game right now and you're watching me later, you would probably know what that exciting thing is. It is 10:38, so almost the end of the game. All right, next up is my Modern Folk Embroidery Fruit of Plenty from the 2021 Stitch Along, but I didn't start mine until 2022. I did get quite a bit of progress on this too this year. So this is still in the hoop. I'm stitching this on 32 count Belfast linen in antique white. And sorry, it's still in the hoop, but you'll see what progress I got done. So I got all of this stitching done this year. And of course, this is on my WIP Go for this year. I just think of these like big projects like labors of love, and that I know that it's not going to be done very soon, but when it is done, it's going to be beautiful and it's going to hang in my dining room. So it is fine that it's not done yet. It's not going to anybody but me. But some people stitch that in a year. I would be able to do that, I think, if it was the only thing I was stitching. All right, next up is my blackbirds on a pumpkin. Try to find the cover picture for you, which I don't have in here. Oh, here it is. Blackbirds on a pumpkin, also from the 2021 Just Cross Stitch Halloween edition. This is designed by Rosewood Manor, and I did work on this year in the fall. I'm stitching this on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha Lugana, and that is where I am now. So the whole bottom is done, and I'm working on the top. It's bigger than it seems. It's a lot of stitching, but it's beautiful. So I will get this done this year, and next up is Frosty Forest, Cottage Garden samplings. So this year I finished the middle Frosty Forest and I started Snowman's Cottage. This I am going to make into a pillow. It is on 16 count French gray, maybe Ada. All the called for colors, including all the called for over dyes. I don't buy overdyed threads for everything, but I did buy them for this project. I find that unless they're really variegated, I'm not interested in them. So now I really look at them when I'm at a an LNS and make sure that they're really variegated before I buy it. Next up is Silver Creek Samplers, Lighting the Way. Started this in 2022, and it will be done in 2024. Because now I'm just onto the letters. And this is where I am now. Oops, let me take this blue thread and move it so that you can actually see the lighthouse. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So now I'm just working on the letters, and then there's a lot of stars. I don't know if you can see them all. There's a lot of stars in there. It's still got hours of work to do. But it's going to be gorgeous when it's done. So this is on my list of things to finish this year. I don't want to carry this over into 2025. So that's my 25th wedding anniversary is next year. All right, next up. Prairie Schooler Santas. I didn't really work on this at all this year. It makes me kind of sad. So I said I wanted to get some done because I'm doing one for each one of my kids, and for some reason I just can't. This one is the one I'm working on. It's the 2004 Santa for my son Ethan. I'm stitching this on 18 count or 16 count natural Ada. And there he is. And I did get some more of this filled in, the sign filled in, but that was it. I will be working on these guys probably in July for Christmas in July. So I do a lot of Christmas in July stitching, so I will take them up. 14 was lighting the way. 15 is Prairie Schooler Santa. I'm probably gonna have to do this in 2 parts. I'm almost done with my 2022s, but I am not gonna get to my 2023 and my new starts for New Year's Eve tonight. So I will have to refilm those pieces, but I will get through my 2022 starts. All right, next up, sorry for the crinkly. This one is another one I have to pull up for you on my, actually, I'm gonna take this off of this so you can see it. This is almost done. This is gonna be finished this year. Let me pull up my picture on my iPad. Where did my iPad go? Again, I'm looking for something, guys. Oh, found it. All right, this is All Hallows Eve. This is by Little Dove Designs. Here's the picture. Sorry for the glare and if it's not showing up very well. And this is looking bad. Sorry, I don't iron until I'm all done, but this is where I am. So I am literally at the very bottom, last page. So I should definitely have this done this year to finish it. Sorry for the crinkles. Okay. Next up is it's a 2023 start. My husband's stocking, which has had no progress since last year. I'm probably going to UFO this, so I'm actually not going to show it. And start it again on a different piece of fabric. What else do I have in here? It's a 2023 start, 2023, 2023, 2023, and this is on the bottom here, not start. All right, there's all my 2022 starts. Maybe I do have time for 2023. No, I'm gonna stop the video here. It is 11:45 and I still have to get ready for bed and I have to work tomorrow because today is Sunday. I never even said that. Today is Sunday, January 7th and 5:30 comes so early. I I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you some inspiration. I will see you with part 2 of my WIP parade. So far, I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 WIPs. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. I only have 10 2023 WIPs. So, but I have one 2024 WIP that I started. So I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please like and subscribe. Please share my video with your friends. I hope that you all are having a great stitchy night, and I will see you in the next one. Bye now.